Howdy, and welcome to another Deep Space Nine commentary. This time, it's the Season 1 episode, If Wishes Were Horses.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride, as our friend Ruben put it. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I guess that's the full the full statement, I guess. I don't know.
We're just going to get started right away.
All right.
Really, really looking forward to watching this particular episode because it's been a task getting some of these recorded. I'm looking forward to season 2 though. Not sure when that's going to start, but I want to keep going as long as people are willing to come on here with me. I've tried to do a couple of these alone. Doesn't work out so well. It's like a lot of dead air.
Oh yeah, I imagine that's true.
It's like long pauses and then interesting. It's like I can't. There's no conversation to be had. It's hard unless I have like facts about the actors or something, like, or I'm like actually reading the lines as they're going. Like that's
yeah. Don't do these alone. It's always better to watch with a friend.
Tis, and it's always great to watch with whoever's listening. Thank you for listening along with us. All right, I have my episode queued up.
All right,
I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1, and go. And 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
We have Quark.
There hasn't been a ship for 3 days. But I'm guessing we've never seen a Bararium Hawk.
Benarian Hawk, yeah, I don't think so. I have no time for fantasies. Oda, so is that pragmatic? Is that the word?
Yeah, whatever that means.
A shapeshifter playmate.
It's a living. It's funny.
There's Jake going out to play baseball. Did you play baseball growing up? Or softball?
I did, but I never liked it.
I played softball. It was nice. But yeah, it wasn't like something I really dug, obviously.
I never liked sports because I never liked other children. Well, everybody was a jerk back then.
I feel like
children are not cruel now as well. I think, I don't know. My experience was that kids when I was growing up in my area were pretty bad. Like, you know. They used to throw rocks and snowballs at cars, for fuck's sake. You don't really see kids doing that kind of thing nowadays.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like breaking windows and just destroying things was like just commonplace. It was just no respect for property. Don't get me started on the littering. People just used to like just throw their garbage out the window. Not everybody, but you know, like it was just like, hey.
Yeah, people driving. I used to remember that, seeing that.
Yeah. I can't even
concentrate. I love how Dax calls him out. Julian's such a pig at this stage.
God, it's really... He's a very unappealing person when he's...
Yeah. I don't know what they were trying
desperate.
To do with him.
I don't know. You are a wonderful friend.
Friend zone.
Oh, boner killer.
Too bad, so sad, Julian. Oh, instead of a cold shower, isn't that funny? Try a high pitched sonic shower.
At least it wasn't like, back in the 2020s when if you confessed you liking somebody, they weren't like, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to sue you.
Who
It's like,
does that?
what?
Come on, PJ.
I think people are generally afraid to ask people out nowadays. Unless they know, unless you really know them, it's not like. But you got to realize people do get unwanted advances a lot, depending on who you are.
Well, yeah, I think
that can be
generally
trying.
on the internet, I try to only ask out people in person. I think it's creepy when you're asking someone out like on the internet, especially if you don't live near them or you're just like giving weird compliments about people's.
This is how I ask. Will you go out with me?
In person.
Come to my basement apartment. Nothing bad will happen to you.
Look at teeny tiny Molly. I can't believe she's like a. Imagine growing up on a TV show. That's crazy.
Mm.
I like that he's doing these voices.
I'd like to know. I would never know, but I would like to know what classic stories or movies or music will last into the 24th century. Like he's reading Rumpelstiltskin. It's outdated even now. Like no kid born in the last 20 years has been read. I don't think so. Look at Cinderella. The original Cinderella story is dark as hell, man. They cut off their toes so they can fit their feet into the glass slipper and stuff.
Maybe that version of Rumpelstiltskin is like a rewritten version.
Oh, like how they changed the Dr. Seuss books.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't that be something if Star Trek did that in the 90s? They were reading some Dr. Seuss, and they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't realize this would be problematic." You never know what's going to be problematic in 100 years. You don't know where society's head will be.
This is so creepy.
Maybe nothing will be okay. Maybe everything will be okay. But yeah.
Mommy, who's in my room?
Keiko, we've got to take her to a psychologist. She's having delusions. Miles, it's just a child's imagination. I don't understand this episode, I gotta admit. I know, it's entities of some sort, but...
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's like... The conclusion is what? Spoilers for the episode. But I think... This may be a spoiler, I'm not sure. But I think at the end of the episode, they just wish themselves out of the situation.
Oh, really?
I think. I can't... It was, like I said, every time I watch these, it's like a 3.5 year thing. I might start like watching season 2 episodes before I do the commentaries, so I know a little bit more. But this episode, I've seen the first 10 minutes of about 3 times now.
That's like torture. You've seen this part like 3 times. I'm excited. I stopped watching so that I didn't surpass you too far, but I'm on season 2 in my rewatch, so I'm excited to
You've surpassed me yet again, Starfleet Boy.
Yes, but I will wait for you.
Let me winks.
You know what show I started watching? It's on we have a service called Peacock here. Is the original Highlander TV series from the 90s, and boy is it great.
Is that the one with the Queen song at the beginning?
That's right.
Here we are, born to be kings. Is that the song?
We're the princes of the universe. Yeah, that's the song.
Is Christopher Lambert in it?
He is in the first episode, and I think the last episode, but I don't want to give spoilers.
Wasn't there a crossover
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Duncan MacLeod is his cousin, and he's played by Adrian Paul, who I guess today now he does like sword fighting and stuff.
What does this have to do with Deep Space Nine?
Just was thinking about the '90s. I was just thinking thinking about the '90s, an old show.
Chaps. Yeah, I watched some of that.
Look how excited she is. She's like, "There's like a leprechaun in my room."
Miles, I'm disturbed. I'm gonna look this guy up because he sounds Canadian.
Rumpelstiltskin's story is that he fell asleep for like 100 or something years, right?
Yeah. It's isn't it? Yeah, it's about the gold spun. That's the only thing I know about it. The gold spun from straw stuff. I just told you, you bugger. Not to say me name. He should have an eye. I don't know why, but he should. His accent is throwing me off. I don't know why he should sound like a leprechaun, accent? But yeah. No, well, yeah.
Or
I
Irish.
was thinking Irish. I don't know if it's because I think of Rumpelstiltskin as a kind of leprechaun, which he's not, but...
Right. Oh.
And now, my good host, if gold is not your pleasure... Like gold, come on. Spinning gold and shit. It's very leprechaun-y.
That's right, you always paid a price to Rumpelstiltskin, so like he gave some like kingdom gold and then stole their daughter or something like that.
I'll take your wee daughter now.
Oh, this is
oh yeah, Jesus.
His hero, Buck, right? Something Buck Buckeye or something like that. Is that the name of the baseball player?
Yeah, he's a famous ball player from the back in the day. Well, it would have to be the...
Oh, he's real?
Oh, he's a real ball player, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if I don't know if he's around or if he's passed at this point. I don't know. They might say.
Fake Jedzia.
The guy playing Rumpelstiltskin is why can't I see his name in the IMDb? Michael Anderson. Michael Anderson.
Now they get married in real life at some point, have kids, and then get divorced.
What?
Or they were together. I don't know if they were actually married. Yeah, Alexander Siddig and Terry Farrell. Yep.
I had no idea.
Wait, oops. I'm so sorry. That was misinformation. I think it's him and Nana Visitor. Alexander Siddig and Nana Visitor. No, it was not, yeah, I know. It sounds crazy, but yeah, Nana and Alexander get together, and they had a kid together.
Michael J. Anderson is the actor playing Rumpelstiltskin. He is not Canadian. He's
Canadian?
from Colorado.
I
remember where I saw him from. What I saw him in. I mean, Twin Peaks.
Oh, he's the backwards. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, you.
Well, I'm glad you remember.
Harmon Buckeye.
Oh, okay.
The London Kings, there's no such thing. This is a fake guy.
The London Kings are the fictional baseball team in the Trek universe. Don't they reference them in that Take Me Out to the Ball Game episode with the Vulcans?
Yeah, that's right. No, but I wondered if he was a real player.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's pretty good. Double trouble there.
Yeah.
Julian's
They
Jadzia is so funny.
you know how they achieve that pan? It's a split screen effect, but it's filmed much wider than you saw just
Mm,
then. So they literally digitally zoom in and pan across the filmed image or
gotcha.
the composited thing. So it gives the illusion that the camera, it's not a very good illusion, but that the camera is moving over, which you couldn't actually do back then unless you had motion controlled cameras and the
Oh,
lighting.
okay.
Like Back to the Future does. Back to the Future Part Two does that. Uh, the camera moves when the same actors in, it's like computer controlled, so that when they play the other part, the camera's moving exactly at the right angles. So when they do the split screen effect, you don't notice it.
Interesting.
That's funny. He broke DiMaggio's consecutive streak. Hasn't that been?
Has it been broken already?
If it hasn't, it will be before 200 years
Yeah, for sure.
or 100 years, I should say.
Hmm. Even
Oh,
his fantasy is cringy.
mm.
She's like all over him constantly. She can't keep her hands off of him.
Yeah, that
It's
was an
funny.
interesting little. She moves behind both of them. That was cool. It was still
Mm-hmm.
that digital pan thing, but
Oh.
oh, he rejected her and she disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. It's a regular winter wonderland. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? This is so
I wish it
silly.
could really snow inside a ship or a station. That's kind of a cool thing.
Well, holodeck.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
And the best thing about the holodeck is that it would be real snow.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think the holodeck is just everything's a hologram. That's not the case. It's a combination of holograms and replicated matter.
Mm-hmm. That means
'Cause
you can have a dinner on the holodeck and be actually fully satiated.
you can have a glass of liquid and the liquid you can actually drink, or I suppose you would have the option of it being all fake, and when you drink it, it just
Mm-hmm.
like doesn't do anything. That's pretty good
That's an
CGI,
emu, I
man.
think. No, that's not CGI.
It's amazing CGI for back in the day.
It's an actual emu, I think. That's funny. Is everyone winning? That's funny.
I wonder if they ever did changelings nowadays with today's visual effects, what it would look like.
A million times better.
Would emus look better than they just did? Oh, I think this is where he points out is like, Quark, this is bad for business or something. And Quark's like, oh, I never thought of that or something.
DS9 was so woke, they said ladies and gentlemen and all androgynous creatures.
Yes, very woke. In fact, I'm sorry, I was distracted by the ladies. Forgot what I was talking about. It's funny about body standards and how they changed over the decades. 60s women who would be on display like this, they were a little more full, you know what I'm saying? And once you get to the 80s and 90s, like skinny was really in. And that was never realistic. I mean, look at how skinny the one is on the right. I'm not knocking
Yeah, I
skinny
feel
people,
like there's
but
a lot better representation in terms of different body types are concerned in general all over TV today, which I appreciate.
I feel like saying like what the old people say is like Eat something. Put some meat on your bones is what they... If you were too skinny, they'd be like, eat something. I never had that problem. Nobody's ever told me to eat something.
He can't even take Umox right now.
Yeah, he's like, no, not in the mood.
Always that wormhole proximity, man.
Yep. It's like, we need a thing on the station not to work.
Doesn't that like
Proximity to the wormhole? Oh, have we done that before? Several times, but nobody's gonna care. Jitsia, I just want to tell you, but I had sex with a non-real version of you. Did he actually do that?
Oh.
She's so
That was
so
like
tolerant.
like
She's so tolerant of him.
tolerant, but it was also a little bit of an underhanded type of thing, which is good.
Yeah. It's like, listen, Julian, you're never gonna get me, so just think about me all you damn well please. For all I give a fuck. It's okay, dude.
She
Oh Jesus.
She's back.
This is such a silly episode.
It's funny because she's Julian's
Cat
subconscious.
fight. Wow. Don't be afraid to use your nails, girls. Now that was an actual pan. I don't know. I'm analyzing the special effects now.
And yeah,
one of the best
they're pretty
achievements
seamless. They're
in
pretty
compositing or visual effects in the 90s is actually a DS9 episode.
Mm-hmm.
The Trouble... no, Trials and Tribulations?
Tribulations, yeah.
Tribulations,
yeah.
There was a whole special on TV. I've since trying to find it on YouTube. I don't know if it was...
Oh, showing how they made it?
Yeah, it was like a special dedicated to just that episode.
Oh, I bet it's on the DVD. I have the DVDs.
And they show how they removed, like in the lineup, they removed one actor and placed, Colomini, and it's pretty good. It'd be interesting to see that remastered. In fact, if they were to do like one episode, like
it should be that one.
We're gonna remaster it, but we're gonna do it what we did with TNG, and release a couple that we already done. Like that, there was I don't know if you remember, but the Blu-ray that came out before season 1 of TNG on Blu-ray was released, that had the Inner Light and a Worf episode. Right. They should do that with Deep Space Nine and have one of the episodes be Trials and Tribulations, and what's the other one?
That one with the big battle that everyone loves to.
Yeah, that
show.
one. There's another one too.
Where angels, whatever it's called, Angels and Demons. I don't know if that's what it's called, but.
My good host. Oh, far beyond the stars.
Yeah, that would be a good one to do too. Uh-oh. Don't get Chief O'Brien mad. Oh, there he goes.
This is a really strange episode, though, isn't it? It's just like...
It's pretty bizarre. I mean, there's like...
It's weird. Excuse me.
I like it so far. It's entertaining. I especially like the Jadzia. The Jadzia gags are funny. It's drawing in all the matter from the surrounding space. It's the thing from All Good Things.
It gets bigger in the past. It's like, you're crazy, man. There's something bizarre about how casual everybody is about, like, this
interacting
stuff.
with
I know
these, like...
it's Star Trek. They're used to Star Trek stuff going on. It's weird, and they can't explain it at first. Yada yada. But I mean, come on, this is
That baseball glove's pretty cool looking. It has kind of like a futuristic vibe to it. Probably today they look like that.
It's just painted funny, like black and blue. You don't really see...
No, but it's got like some... Here, like when he holds it, you'll
enhancements?
see he's got some enhancements or textures, yeah. Oh, baseball died. That's interesting. I forgot about that. According to Star Trek, baseball did not last.
I like some future movies and TV shows that, I don't know if it's a cliche or not, but they have to mention that some brutal sport was no longer a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a movie, Jason X. They're like hockey was outlawed or something.
Really?
And I can see American football. Going away.
It's because it's caused so many injuries to players, and they've got like mental problems too.
Yeah.
Even
hockey, like I can see that eventually being like, it's gonna get to a point where the only sports. That's what I'm saying. Baseball and what are some other ones like tennis and certain sports will go on for hundreds of years. I think sports like hockey and football will always be around, but in terms of like big franchises, I don't know.
Maybe technology could help those games survive. Like if you could figure out a way for like players to not get head injuries the way they do.
Yeah.
That might work.
Now this actor also plays an admiral on TNG.
What?
No, never mind. Sorry.
You mean Buck Bukai?
No, he is. No, I'm thinking of someone else. I just realized. But I do recognize him from somewhere. Let me just...
Oh, look, there's a Daedalus class starship. That's cool.
What'd you say his name was? Buck?
Buck Bukai is the name of the character.
Okay. Interesting.
I like Cisco's ready room. And this is the first time I've seen like all of them in there. Do they usually gather, like this many people gather in the ready room? They're usually in the... Is there a conference room, right? There is one.
This is it, isn't it?
No, I think they're in Cisco's
I was looking
ready
at something else for a second, sorry. Buck Bukai is played by Kyung Young. He has been in a lot of things. No wonder he's so recognizable. Men in Black, 3... He did dubbing for Squid Game, I think. And he's been in so many things I can't, like Madam Secretary, Kevin Can Wait, Franklin and Bash, NCIS, True Blood, Sons of Anarchy. I remember him from Sons of Anarchy. That's where I know him from. The actors in Star Trek often play
That's
so many
interesting.
different roles. I thought he was an admiral, but he wasn't.
They're evacuating the pylons, which makes sense because they're so like tall that they would. It makes sense that they would be the first to like go.
Mm.
I wonder if we get a Cura thing. I guess we will. Looks like they're setting it up. Oh, it's just fire.
Must be the only time they've ever had to clean up emu shit on set. You got to think of the crew as like, what are we doing? Why do they have emus in this episode? That's a pretty... burn stunts are always... I have a lot of respect for stunt people when they do the burn stunts.
You could tell that guy was wearing like a lot of padding.
Oh,
though.
yeah. Nowadays, it's like just digital.
Digital, yeah. And it looks pretty legit.
There's always an episode like this, isn't it? TNG had one where... It's the one where... Season 1, I believe.
Yeah,
it's
the
Man
Traveler. Yeah, the Traveler episode.
And Picard steps out of the turbolift into like space or something, and he sees his memo.
Memo. Report to Outer Ring airlock. There's like lots of emus. That's funny.
This isn't a show.
Oh, the emus turned into the girls.
Armin Shimmerman's like doing the feels on their backs, right? Well, he has. He's not doing anything. He's not.
They're doing the.
I'm
feels
not
on his
implying
ears.
that he's feeling her up or anything. I'm just saying, like, that actor's like, I love my job.
In universe, they're doing more naughty things to him.
In universe.
A fertile imagination, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
I'm with Odo on that one.
Yeah, the makeup, you gotta respect the actors who were covered in that stuff, man, which... All the stories I've heard, it's like, whoa, I'd never want to do that. I used to think it was cool, like when I was a kid, I was like, I'd love to have prosthesis and look like an alien.
Yeah, and Brent Spiner talks about it in his...
I know, yeah, it's like what is it, the kerosene-based makeup remover that burns your eyeballs out of your sockets?
I can't even freaking believe that. It's crazy.
Just imagine the damage to your skin over
and the
years.
gold everywhere. Yeah, it's crazy. It may have caused damage to his skin. Who knows? I'm sure it did, actually. Rather, I should say.
His life. Oh, I don't want to get into the book. Brent Spiner has a book out called Fan Fiction, but not to get into it too much. But man, people had it hard back then, even just 40 years ago, in terms of like the harshness of New York, say, and
stuff
or
like that.
If your mother had a boyfriend who was like a sociopath or something, like that kind of thing, and
that kind of thing still goes on, sadly. Yeah,
but I mean just the general like crappiness and strictness of the world. Like there was much less.
Empathy and compassion. I feel like.
Seems like it.
Yeah, I think the shift of. I think in general there used to be more of a.
Attitude in New York in particular.
Well, I just think like the stereotyping of men and women and the roles that everyone had to play, like it didn't give you a lot of choices if you didn't fit into the mold. And I think that one of the good things is that like it's gotten a lot better. It's not great, it's not perfect or anything like that. It never will be. But I feel what you're saying, whereas like, just seeing like kids still go through struggles today, but thank goodness fewer of those struggles are, having to force yourself into a mold
Yeah.
I think that every generation grows up with a little bit more autonomy in terms of self-expression and, being who you really are inside.
Um, like as a Canadian, it's all I get all my information about American cities, like the big ones, from movies and TV. And because movies and TV in the 80s and 70s were filmed at a time when like it's just fucking garbage. Like it's so dirty. Like when you look at Chicago in the 70s and 80s, New York in the 70s and 80s, even Miami in the 70s and 80s. Like
Mm-hmm.
Miami seemed like a scary place to me when I was a kid. Everything that was set in
Mm-hmm.
Florida or Miami was always like fucking like hardcore drugs and I don't know. It's like just the way I grew up watching American stuff. And now you see those cities and they look beautiful. Like everything's clear. You know what I mean? Like there's a distinct difference.
In
And
general,
just
I
in
think.
general, garbage used to be everywhere, everywhere. I'm not just singling out American cities. It's like like just shit was just flying around everywhere,
Yeah, in
and
many ways, humans have gotten better. It's true.
yeah,
In just our lifetimes, we've seen improvements, which is nice to see.
people never used to frown upon littering. It was just like,
Just throw it out the window, yeah.
just don't throw it on my doorstep. It'll end up blowing up and collecting
My wish
in the
is,
corners of houses. You remember that, like how garbage used to collect in corners of things.
yeah.
You don't see it that much. Like you in this city in particular, I live in St. John's, Newfoundland. Very little garbage flying around. Depending on certain neighborhoods you go to, where people just. But in the past few years, we've had plastic bins that are just given to everyone, that the trucks just take up, and which we should have had years ago. But only a few years ago, when people used to just throw their bags out there, well, fucking stray cats would get to them, birds would get to them. So you'd have these neighborhoods where, like, just in this neighborhood, garbage would be friggin' everywhere around garbage day because people didn't care. But now they have no excuse because we have the bins and it's a much cleaner city. Invest in bins in your local municipality, unless you're like us who are like back in like 3-4 years ago where everything in our city takes so much longer to get around to. Like automatic garbage pickup shit like that. It was just like, we're just still getting used to it.
I like all this techno babble.
Yes, it's very convincing.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's really good, and you're not seeing special effects, which is like, just till the end, like there, but I like it.
That's one of the big appeals of Trek is chain of command order. And when you have to work together, you all listen to each other. Everybody knows their place. The commander, you give all your orders, information to the commander, and he makes the commands, and you do what you do. I find with newer stuff now, they always have to have somebody like with emotional problems who can't deal. SNL makes fun of it in one skit from last year, where like people are on a starship, like in Star Trek. But they're like having like teeny bopper emotional problems, and they can't.
I haven't
function.
seen that. I don't think
They
I've
can't
seen
function
that
on a starship, and the captain's like, "What is wrong with these crew members?" And they're like, "You have to understand, Michaela is very sensitive right now because her mom yelled at her or something." It's like, what? We're on a starship. We're in a life and death situation. You have to man up. Sorry about I know man up. You can't say that anymore either. It's like, well, what about woman up?
I guess there's a better expression than man up, which is you gotta like buck up.
Yeah, sure.
I like that one. I've
Sure.
always liked buck up.
Well, it's essentially you need to get your shit together.
Yeah, exactly.
But
wait, is that fake Jadzia? Must be.
It has to be because she seems like when she said I can't feel my hand, she sounded like a bimbo. So I think that's the fake one.
Submissive, as Jadzia actual said.
Oh, looks like I dropped the pen on the floor. Let me just bend over right in front of your face and get it. Happy birthday, Mr. President. That's the kind of fantasy he's got in his head, like the ditzy little oop boopy doop. I don't find the bimbo act very appealing. It makes them seem like they're a bit delicate in the head. You know what I mean? Like they're so stupid. Like, it makes them. I don't know. It's just like when somebody it's like, oh, like, ooh, I don't know how I don't know what words are. And they're all like bimbo-y. That's an old kind of trope. I find you don't see that anymore, where girls are like right still. You don't see
And
it.
rightly so. Although there are those types of people out there, both men and women, I've encountered that
Yeah,
kind of act like
but
that.
it's not as many as they portrayed in TVs and movies back in the day.
Right. The stereotype, I guess.
Every woman in a 80s comedy, like a raunchy one especially, was always fit and stupid. Like you could never have one.
Oh.
I'm glad society's oh God, he's gonna kill him. Like this episode. You're nothing but it. You're nothing but a story, me son. Hoity toity toity toity. I'm sorry. Sorry, Irish people. You asked for it. You got it.
Oh, the anomaly's fake too.
Oh yeah. It's like it's just all in our heads.
Uh, Dax is imagining the anomaly. Damn, everyone else has just like a simple thing. Hers is like destructive. I like that Cisco figured it out.
Yeah, but I mean it's really convoluted. And I'm pretty sure I know what that word means.
I still can't remember the ending. Is it like a star whale?
Click your heels 3 times and say there's no place like home.
Oh, boom.
The eye of Sauron is gone.
It'd be hilarious if she never disappeared. Like that, you'd have 2 Jadzias after this.
Mm.
It's the episode that doesn't make sense.
I like how the writers decided to put like what the episode is in one of the lines when she says this doesn't make any sense. I mean it does. I mean it's science fiction stuff, but yes, give us the facts, please. Oh, we're not going to get them? Okay, shit. Well, it's 4 minutes left, so.
Bye, family.
Molly's like, Dad, can you read me the Rumpelstiltskin? No, Molly. No more.
We're never reading
again.
that book again.
Let's read Lord of the Flies instead. Okay, Daddy.
Oh my gosh. Cisco's like chilling.
I want to read A Tale of Two Cities written by the monkey from the Simpsons episode. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay. I love how Star Trek writers were clever in the '90s, man, because they knew how to write off the absurdity of anything with something at the end, even if the whole time you're like, "Ah, oh, come on, now, come on." At the end, they're like, "Well, we explain it, so it's your problem." There's so many godlike, powerful entities out there in the Trek world that could just mess stuff up pretty easily. But assuming that they're at that advanced stage of being, they often wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They
It's
would
also
know better.
interesting that they seem to think that as you have certain, abilities, you lose others. Like people are always baffled by humans and their imaginations, or humanoids and their imaginations and things like that.
Hmm.
We'll never learn about these guys ever again. They never come back. Unless, of course, they're the prophets. But they're not. We already know them. Pretty average episode. Not gonna lie. I don't think I've seen this episode in a while.
Yeah. It's better to watch with somebody than alone, I suppose. You know, 'cause
Yes. It truly is. Ba, 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 ba. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, so
Thanks, PJ. This was really fun.
thank you for joining me, and thank you everybody for being here.
I guess
I'm just looking at the credits.
Yeah, me too. What's next week's? What's the next episode? It's
The next episode.
Oh, The Forsaken.
Yes, and me and you will be back next week for that one as well.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm excited.
And until next time, folks, live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.